Deshpande we are back with our wisdom quotes from Savitri today.
Yeah.
And though we had decided that we will go through, I had sent you some lines which we'll want to discuss today. But as I opened the book, one line, really hit me, and it's 30. It's number 30. Our life is a paradox with God for key. Our life is a paradox with God for key. This seems like code to me.
Yeah, it is.
What exactly? How would you? Yeah.
You want to start with that line?
Yeah.
Basically, the problem is there are the possibilities which are trying to enter into man's life, the divine possibilities. There are supernatural beings also who are there to help us in making progress constantly. The immortals come here and guide us up to a certain point. But at the same time, there is the inherent pull of nature dragging us behind. And that really makes the whole thing a paradox. On the one hand, there is the urge to go forward. The immortals are there coming and helping us forward. They are giving us even the secret knowledge of things. But we are dominated essentially by Prakriti, by nature. And the pull of the nature, the gravitational force of nature is such that it keeps on dragging us down. Therefore, there is a kind of a conflict between the urge to go forward and the pull of the past taking us backward. And therefore, it becomes a paradox.
But we are calling this nature in terms of, as we discussed yesterday, nature has a negative force, which is regressive, and a pull and push, pulling towards the, going back and pushing towards going forward. Right? So both are there, which is essentially a pull and a push. Nature's this thing. But when we say we are trying to do something good with very good motivation or whatever, there are some negative forces which come into play. And, try to hamper us. We have to overcome them and go forward, right? So are those forces also nature, or they are bhautik or whatever? Or is bhautik a part of nature?
Basically, we are the product of what is called inconscience, in Shaivism terminology, inconscience. We are the product of inconscience, or the material creation at a little advanced stage. So the aspect of inertia, of tamas, of holding back things is there. Then again, the aspect of life force is there, trying to do things in the material creation constantly. So that is also there. But at the same time, that life force is governed to a large extent by the limitations under which it is working, that life force. Same way further down, or rather further up, you have got mind. So all these things constitute our individual character at the moment. So we are the product of all these forces at this stage. And it is through this one, there is something in us which tries to push forward, go forward, you see. So the nature is, in that sense, made up of all these things, physical, vital, mental elements which are there not only in the universe but also in the individual. And those elements are there to kind of arrest further growth. Are there in the sense that they are help-based. They have their own pace of growth and moving forward. Whereas we want to go forward faster, outstripping the natural laws of working here.
This is, I'll tell you, if we consider ourselves a being, not a human being, because human beings also do a lot of nasty things. So if we consider ourselves as beings, it's like we are a toy of the forces. There's a samudra of manthan going on. Somebody's pulling us, somebody's pushing us.
We think that we are free. We are not at all free. We are governed by the universal forces, by the individual forces constantly. You have no freedom, in fact.
So we are in continuous slavery.
Yes, we are. The only thing which gives us freedom is by bringing out our inner being, our soul, our psychic being. If that can come out, then you have proper freedom, true freedom. Otherwise, you are a product of nature. You are governed by nature. You are a slave of nature. See, I will give you a simple example. You say, I like this sweet, I like this food. You think you will like it. It is not that. Your body demands that kind of an input in your system. But you think that you like it.
This is very scary. I mean,
It is scary.
It's very scary because then you realize that you're just a being which is, you're a toy in the hands of various forces.
You are. As long as your inner being has not come out.
Now, how we do that or how we approach
that is a part of process of sadhana, of growth, of yoga, or tapasya, or whatever you want to call it, which is another story, you see. But basically, this is the way in which we are working. Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is standing back and Prakriti is governing everything. And Purusha allows Prakriti to grow because it is through her that he can then come out. We are slave of nature, of Prakriti. The example I give you, I like sweet. It is not that I like sweet. My system, my body system, my whole mechanism, metabolism, whatever you call it, demands that kind of a food. So your tongue acts like a filter. It will only take that thing and reject the other things. So you are designed that way.